Hey there, everyone! Ever tried opening a jar and felt like your fingers had other plans? We've all been there, right? Today we're diving into a topic that hits close to home, especially for our amazing seniors. Why do our thumbs, fingers, and joints sometimes decide to play hide-and-seek with mobility? Think of it like this. Our joints are like the unsung heroes of our bodies, working tirelessly behind the scenes. But just like any hard-working hero, they need a little TLC, especially as we age. So, if you're ready to unlock the secrets to happy, healthy joints, stick around. We're about to embark on a journey filled with laughter, learning, and maybe even a few aha moments. Let's get started. Let's talk about joint locking. Picture this. Your fingers are all set to tango, but one decides to stay put, like it suddenly developed a fear of the dance floor. That, my friends, is joint locking in a nutshell. When a joint decides it's time for an unscheduled vacation, leaving you feeling a bit stranded. Now, our joints aren't being intentionally difficult. They're simply reacting to various factors like the wear and tear of time or maybe a touch of arthritis. Think of it like this. Remember that old creaky door that always needed an extra push? Our joints can feel a bit like that sometimes, especially as we rack up more birthdays. Just like that squeaky door hinge that needs a little oiling, our joints often send out signals when they need attention. Ignoring these signals is like hitting the snooze button on our health. It only makes things worse in the long run. But how do we know if our joints are trying to tell us something? Well, if you've ever experienced stiffness, pain, or that telltale clicking sound when you move, those are your joints dropping some serious hints. Now don't panic. Just like a car needs a regular tune-up, our bodies benefit from a little preventative maintenance. We'll explore some simple yet effective ways to keep those joints happy and mobile. Remember, a little care goes a long way in ensuring our golden years are truly golden. Let me introduce you to someone special. Meet Arthritic Annie, the life of the party, or should I say the life of the jointy? Yes, you heard that right.
Hi there, folks. It's me, Annie. I love to make my presence known, especially when you least expect it. You might find me popping up at the most inconvenient times. I'm like that unexpected guest who arrives just as you're about to dig into dessert, or when you're about to enjoy a quiet moment. Except instead of bringing cake, I bring a touch of stiffness and a dash of pain. But hey, I do it with a smile.
But don't let her mischievous nature fool you. Annie's here with a purpose. Annie's just trying to tell us something's up. A gentle nudge to pay attention to those precious joints. It's her way of saying, take care of yourself.
So, the next time you feel a twinge in your fingers or a bit of resistance in your thumb, remember, I might be making a grand entrance. It's just my way of reminding you to show your joints some love. Take a moment to stretch, move, and care for those hard-working hands.
The trigger finger tango. Now imagine your finger deciding to join a tango class, but instead of a graceful glide, it gets stuck in a bent position. That, my friends, is the not-so-graceful reality of trigger finger. It's like your finger wants to dance the tango, but it's stuck on repeat, hitting the same pose over and over. This can happen when the tendons that control finger movement get inflamed or irritated. Think of it like this. If our tendons are the strings of a puppet, trigger finger is like a knot in those strings, making it tough for the puppet to move smoothly. But don't worry. We'll explore ways to untangle this tricky situation and get those fingers back to their rhythmic best. Time, the ultimate joint prankster. Let's face it, time has a funny way of playing tricks on us, especially when it comes to our joints. It's almost as if time has a mischievous sense of humor, sneaking up on us when we least expect it. It's like that friend who loves to pull pranks, except instead of whoopee cushions, time brings on a bit of wear and tear. You know, the kind of pranks that make you laugh and groan at the same time. Remember when we were kids, and our joints felt like they could handle anything? We could climb trees, swing from monkey bars, and run around without a care in the world, and our bodies just bounced back. It was like we were made of rubber, always ready for the next adventure. Well, as we get older, those years of wear and tear can catch up to us, making our joints feel a bit like a well-loved car with a few miles on it. Every step can remind us of the fun we had, but also the toll it took. But just like that trusty car, our bodies are built to last with the right care and attention. A little maintenance goes a long way, and with a little TLC, we can keep those joints running smoothly for years to come. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, and a positive attitude can make all the difference. So, let's embrace the journey and keep moving forward with a smile. The wear and tear factor, like a favorite pair of shoes. Remember those comfy shoes you've had for years? The ones that have molded perfectly to your feet, offering comfort like no other? The ones that have walked miles and seen countless adventures? From city streets to nature trails, they've been with you through thick and thin. They might be a little worn, maybe creaky, but they still hold a special place in your heart. Each scuff and scratch tells a story, a memory of where you've been. Well, our joints are kind of like that. They carry us through life, bearing the brunt of our daily activities. Over time, the cartilage, that cushiony stuff that helps our bones glide smoothly, can wear down a bit. It's a natural part of aging, just like those shoes wearing out. It's perfectly natural, like the tread wearing down on those comfy shoes. The more we use them, the more they show signs of wear. Think of it like this: every step we take, every move we make, puts a tiny bit of stress on our joints. Each movement adds up over time. It's like those shoes hitting the pavement. Over time, it takes a toll. But don't despair. Just as we cherish our old shoes, we can cherish our joints. Just like we can replace our worn-out shoes, we can take steps to support our joints and keep them feeling their best, even as we rack up more miles on our personal odometers. Regular exercise, a healthy diet, and proper care can make a world of difference. Now let's talk about arthritis, that uninvited guest who shows up at the worst times, bringing along stiffness, pain, and a general feeling of ugh. Arthritis is like that friend who drops by unannounced and overstays their welcome, making themselves a little too comfortable in our joints. There are different types of arthritis, but they all share a common thread: inflammation. It's like your joints are throwing a party, and everyone's invited, even the troublemakers. This inflammation can cause pain, swelling, and stiffness, making it feel like your joints are staging a silent protest against any movement. Imagine our tendons, those tough cords that connect muscles to bones, as the strings of a finely tuned instrument. When those strings get frayed or irritated, it's like playing a violin with a broken string. The music just isn't the same. Tendinitis is like that. It's when our tendons get inflamed, often from overuse or repetitive motions. It's like playing the same note over and over again until the string wears thin. Think of it like this: if our muscles are the musicians and our bones are the instruments, then our tendons are the vital link that allows the music to flow. When those tendons are unhappy, it can put a damper on our ability to move smoothly and effortlessly. And finally, let's talk about trigger finger, that stubborn joint that decides to take matters into its own hands, literally. Trigger finger happens when the tendon that controls finger movement gets inflamed or thickened, making it difficult for the finger to glide smoothly. It's like your finger is trying to push through a doorway that's too small. It gets stuck, and you have to give it an extra push or pull to get it moving. This can be painful and frustrating, especially when you're trying to do everyday tasks like buttoning a shirt or gripping a coffee cup.
Joint locking bingo. Are you a winner? All right, folks, it's time to play joint locking bingo. Don't worry, this is one game where winning isn't necessarily a good thing. But hey, at least there are no blackouts in this bingo game. Grab your imaginary bingo cards and let's see if any of these sound familiar. Mark your card if you've experienced 1. Stiffness in the morning that makes you feel like a rusty robot. 2. That telltale clicking sound when you move your fingers like a tiny tap dancer in your joints. 3. Pain that flares up after you've been using your hands a lot, like knitting a sweater for your pet goldfish. 4. Fingers that lock or catch, as if they're playing a game of hide-and-seek with movement.
Now I know what you're thinking. Is this joint locking bingo thing for real? And the answer is, not really. But it's a lighthearted way to bring attention to those little niggles we often brush off. If you're experiencing any of those symptoms regularly, it's a sign to tune in and give your body some love. And who better to guide us than our resident expert, Dr. Quirky?
Dr. Quirky is known for his unconventional methods, like prescribing laughter therapy and chicken soup for almost everything. But don't let my quirky demeanor fool you. I know my stuff. My advice? If your joints are talking, listen. Don't ignore those whispers. They might turn into shouts if you're not careful.
Dr. Quirky is right. Our bodies have an amazing way of communicating with us if only we take the time to listen. Those aches, pains, and stiffness are not meant to be ignored. They're like little memos from our bodies saying, hey, something's up, pay attention. Think of it like this. Your car dashboard has warning lights for a reason. Ignoring a flashing check engine light is never a good idea, right? Our bodies are far more complex and important than any car, so why not treat them with the same level of care and attention? Now, I'm not saying you need to rush to the doctor for every ache and pain. Sometimes a little rest, ice, and maybe a funny movie are all you need. But if your symptoms are persistent, interfering with your daily life or causing you concern, it's time to call in the reinforcements, your healthcare provider. Remember, they're the experts, trained to diagnose and treat whatever's going on. Plus, they've heard it all, so don't be embarrassed to discuss even the most, shall we say, unique symptoms. Trust me, sharing your concerns with your doctor is far better than suffering in silence. They're there to help you feel your best, so you can keep on dancing through life. Alright folks, it's time to get those joints grooving with some feel-good stretches. Now don't worry, we're not talking about contorting ourselves into pretzels here. Just some gentle movements to keep those fingers and thumbs nimble and happy. Think of it as a happy dance for your joints. Start by gently extending your fingers as if you're reaching for the stars. Hold it for a few seconds, then slowly curl your fingers into a fist like you're holding a tiny, precious secret. Repeat a few times and feel those joints loosen up and say thank you. When it comes to soothing those achy joints, heat and cold are like the dynamic duo, each with their own superpowers. Heat is like a warm hug for your joints, easing stiffness and relaxing those tense muscles. Imagine a heating pad as your personal masseuse, gently kneading away the tension. Cold, on the other hand, is like a refreshing ice bath for your joints, reducing inflammation and numbing pain. It's like hitting the pause button on those overactive pain signals. So how do you choose between these two joint-soothing superheroes? Here's a tip for chronic pain or stiffness: heat is your go-to. For acute injuries or flare-ups, cold is your best bet. Ergonomics. It sounds like a complicated scientific term, but it's really just about working smarter, not harder. Think of it as finding ways to do the things you love without putting unnecessary stress on your joints. Imagine your workspace as your personal assistant designed to make your life easier. From ergonomic keyboards and mice to specially designed tools and gadgets, there are plenty of ways to give your joints a break. And here's a bonus tip: take frequent breaks. Just like you wouldn't expect a car to run non-stop without refueling, your body needs those little pauses to recharge and prevent overuse injuries. Let's face it, our joints carry a lot of weight, literally. Every extra pound we carry adds stress to those hard-working joints, especially our knees, hips, and feet. Think of it like this: imagine carrying a backpack everywhere you go. The heavier the backpack, the more strain on your back and shoulders, right? Well, our joints are kind of like that backpack. The lighter the load, the easier it is for them to move freely and comfortably. So by maintaining a healthy weight, we're not just doing our hearts and overall health a favor, we're giving our joints a much-needed break. As we've journeyed through the world of joints, we've learned that they're not so different from us. They thrive on care, attention, and a good dose of humor. Just like we wouldn't ignore a squeaky door or a car that's sputtering, we shouldn't brush off those little aches and pains our joints sometimes send our way. Remember, joint health is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about making small, sustainable changes that add up to a big difference over time. Think of it like this: every healthy choice we make, every stretch we do, every time we prioritize our well-being, it's like depositing a little bit of love into our joint account. So, let's keep those joints happy, healthy, and ready for anything. Whether it's dancing the night away, playing with grandkids, or simply enjoying a leisurely stroll, life is meant to be lived in motion. Remember, a little TLC goes a long way. Listen to your body, nourish it with healthy foods, and keep those joints moving with gentle exercises and stretches. And most importantly, don't forget to laugh. Laughter truly is the best medicine, especially when it comes to those sometimes stubborn, sometimes creaky, but always important joints. Thank you for joining me on this adventure into the world of joint health. Until next time, keep on moving, keep on grooving, and keep on smiling.